Hopefully I can get there. The first concept, or the first important word, is energy. Energy is the ability to work. A person's or engage in activity. So, we need energy in order to work, get our body working, and engage in activity. Um, this is some. These are some examples of how our body uses energy: locomotion and movement. That's just simply walking, jogging, running, any way you move. Locomotion. Um, our body uses energy to build new tissues. Our body uses energy to maintain body temperature, as well as digesting, absorbing, and metabolizing food. Energy is required for the performance of all body functions for survival. The body obtains energy from three basic nutrient groups, and they are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Now, I'm going to focus on what children need those nutrients for, the needs of children more specifically. Carbohydrates provide an important source of energy for children. At least half of a child's caloric intake should be derived from carbohydrates, particularly complex starch or complex sources. And they can get those from fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fruit and vegetable juices, whole grain products such as breads, cereals, and crackers. However, refined sugars is not where they get it from. Refined sugars should supply no more than 10% of someone's daily calories. Okay, fats. Fats gets a bad rap, but for children, fats are important. Fats make up the second group of energy-supplying nutrients. They are essential for the normal growth and development and the production of body function regulators for children. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Heart Association recommend there should be no dietary fat restrictions for children under the ages of 2, unless they have a family history of obesity, heart disease, or diabetes. Again, the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Heart Association recommend that there should be no dietary fat restrictions for children under the age of 2 unless they have a family history of obesity, heart disease, or diabetes. Our third important nutrient that provides an important source of energy for children is proteins. So like I said, there are three: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And not just for children, but I'm focusing on children because that's what we're learning about in early childhood education. Every individual has different energy requirements that vary slightly from day to day and are determined by a combination of the basal metabolite. I've done messed up that twice. This is the second take on this. Basic metabolic rate, or BMR, describes the energy needed to carry on vital involuntary body processes such as blood circulation, breathing, cell activity, body temperature maintenance, and heartbeat. Basal metabolic rate, the amount of energy needed to perform involuntary body processes such as breathing, blood circulation, heartbeat, and this graphic says muscle tone and nerve activity. What factors affect BMR? Age, body temperature, nutritional status, and body composition. Muscle is more active than fat and burns more calories. Okay. Um, each individual also needs physical activity. And this is the aspect that an individual um, has the greatest conscious control over, is physical activity. Children benefit from physical activity by it improves their cognitive function and motor development. It gives them opportunities for socialization. It gives them a sense of personal accomplishment, improved physical and mental health, and increased fitness. Again, that's one way that we can increase our um, individual's energy need, but it's something that we have a conscious control over. Calories. Calories are used in the process of releasing energy in foods that have been consumed. There's the thermic energy of food, or energy required to digest, absorb, transport, and metabolize nutrients in food. That's the thermic energy. Did I say that? Yeah, thermic energy. Okay. Children require more energy per unit of body weight than adults do due to their rapid growth. A 4-year-old needs approximately 40 calories per pound of body weight. By comparison, a moderately active female requires approximately 18 calories per body pound, and a moderately active adult male needs approximately 21 calories per body pound. And by moderately active, I mean equal time on the feet and equal time on the seat. So equal time on the feet and on the seat. That's what I mean. Moderately active. When children's diets provide adequate calories from carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are spared and can be used to support growth. Carbohydrates should supply at least half of children's and adults' daily calories, with starches being the preferred carbohydrates, and I mentioned what kinds of examples that they needed to come from, because they contribute important vitamins, minerals, and fiber, as well as energy. Okay, we have another course competency that is dealt with in this chapter. It has to do with recognizing the implications for childhood obesity, including health risk. On page 343, there is a teacher checklist called Excess Energy and Obesity. It's in a green box at the bottom of that page, and it's called Health Improvement Tips for Children Who Are Overweight. That's a green box at the bottom of page 343, rather. Consuming an excess of calories over a period of time can lead to obesity. Children who are overweight are often less active than their slimmer playmates. Their bulkier body mass can interfere with coordination and increase the risk of accidental injury, which may increase in an obese child's reluctance to engage in active play. Children who are significantly overweight may be subjected to teasing from their peers and excluded from play activities. Known health problems associated with childhood obesity: breathing disturbances during sleep, asthma, muscle and joint problems, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Take a look at the purple box at the top of page 345. Are we having an obesity epidemic? That is a good one to look at. Children who are allowed to eat too many empty calories from table sugar may become obese and have tooth decay. And that's all that I have, but I did want to point out, I want you all to take a look at the PowerPoint for Chapter 13 specifically, because there's something in the PowerPoint that is not in the book, and my PowerPoint pages are not numbered, but there is a couple of slides that talks about obesity trends, and if you guys can view the slides in color, on your computer. All you got to do is open. It's not necessary that you print them unless you just want to, but it's a chart. It shows our country, and this was done in 2000, which has been quite a while ago, but it shows obesity trends. And I want you guys to take a look at our state and where we fit into this trend. It's interesting where our state comes in on that particular graphic. Okay, the first one is this is a slide. Like I said, you'll see it. Pull it up on your chapter 13 slide. It's the one that comes that will come up when you access the materials for chapter 13. The first shows our country in 2000. Then the second slide shows 2008. Whoa, take a look at the change in those 8 years. And then there's an additional slide that shows obesity trends, and this one's for 2010, and this is, well, I think there's 3 there for those. Basically, that's a 10-year period of time. Take a look at where Georgia comes in. It will show up better. My picture that I just have a copy, and I copied it on the copy machine, the printer at school, and it printed in black and white. It shows up much better in color, but it's a really good graphic, and I hope I can remember to point that out in class on the big screen, because it is very interesting to see where our state is in regards to the trend of obesity, and where we fit in with other states in our country. Let's see. I don't think there's any more that I can say other than the basics. I talked about carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. We get our calories from those nutrients. We also need to have sodium, not a lot of sodium, too much is not good. We need vitamins and minerals and water. And that will be talked more about in the next chapter. Again, children, their energy needs are different because they are growing rapidly. They have a faster metabolism, and they have higher activity levels. Okay, I think that's all for chapter 13. Let me see. There's one other thing I wanted to say about fats. These are on the slides, so you will see this information as well. But typically that word is thought of negatively, but not all fat. I'm just reiterating what I said earlier. Not all fat is bad or unhealthy, and certainly not for children. Fat provides calories for energy. It does taste good. It slows digestion, and it makes us feel satisfied longer after a meal. Dietary fats, again, I said this earlier, should not be restricted for children younger than 2 years of age. Childhood obesity, big issue, and that's one of our main focuses in our course competencies. Again, I think I've already mentioned these in the content that I wrote in the lecture notes. I'm just looking at some of the information that is on the PowerPoint slides from the textbook company. The strategies for addressing children's weight problems: increasing physical activity, making healthy dietary changes to include more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lower fat foods, replacing sugary drinks with water, being a positive role model, not using food as a reward or a punishment. Okay, would you all, at this point, I am going to stop this video, but I am going to create one more video, and this video is for chapter 14, and we'll be getting that up on Angel Actually, I'm not going to be, it'll be later, but there's a good bit of information, again, in Chapter 14, as it is in the other two chapters, that covers the competencies about nutritional needs for children, as well as obesity, the obesity issue. Stopping this one for now. You guys take care.